congratulations on the brand new album. I've been able to take a listen to it over the last couple of days, and it is an absolutely magnificent album.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I hope other people like it too. I mean, I've gotten a good response from it so far, like mostly from only the people that do the interviews with me, because they're the only ones that have heard the whole thing, you know. But even like the couple things we put out on the internet and stuff, seems to be a really good response, and you know, I'm happy with it.
Do you still get nervous before every album comes out on how it'll be received, or do you get excited that you've got new music going out there to the public?
Well, I never get nervous. I mean, I played at Vakken in front of like 50,000 people, and well, aren't you nervous? No, I get out there and have fun with it. You know, it's like, you know, maybe when I first started doing like some big shows and stuff, you're like a little bit nervous, but no, for writing I pretty much enjoy like the studio experience as much as I do like actually playing live, creating this stuff and being able to, you know, mix it and make it sound like I thought of it in my head before I ever put it out, you know. And yeah, I as far as response goes, you know, we haven't done an album in a while, and we're on a good label now. Nuclear Blast are total pros, really good people, good to work with and everything. And it's like we did an album in '93 with them, and we've talked to them over the years and stuff, but we were kind of waiting for the right deal on this album. You know, we had offers before this, and we could have put it out sooner, but we weren't going to jump into anything. We've been around 35 years now, so I was like, okay, wait for the right deal on this. We're not jumping into it. And my manager is really good, Rodney Pollock, and he's like, okay, here's the deals we got, and this is the best one, Nuclear Blast and stuff. And I'm like, okay. They're putting our old catalog out, all our old albums that we did in the past, and yeah, they're really promoting us good like we've never had in the past. We have one music video that just came out, Your Window is Open. I don't know if you've seen that yet.
Yep.
Saw it, and we have one coming out on the day of the release. It's The Wheels and the Bug, the Ted Bundy song. We have a new video coming out for that. And yeah, they're just doing great with us, putting out different versions of vinyls and, you know, all kinds of stuff, cassette tapes, which I haven't seen in years and stuff like that. So yeah, we're real happy. I'm not nervous. I just, you know, hope people like it. You know, I think, you know, from the response so far, it's looking pretty good. Definitely,
yeah. And one of the things that I really found fascinating about the album was that this is an album that does go back to stories of some of the favorite psychos that have been around over the years. So tell us a little bit about what kind of research and that you did when you were actually writing the lyrics for this album.
Well, going back on these old guys, that was the first thing you said. We did a Dahmer album back in 2000, and it was a life story of Jeffrey Dahmer. I call it a musical, and it goes from in chronological order from when he's a kid to when he gets killed in jail. And you know, I thought Jeffrey had so much stuff with him, we could do a whole album on this guy, which we did. You know, some of these old guys, you know, I'm not going to do a whole album on each guy. I don't think that would be as interesting to people. I'd rather, you know, do different killers and stuff like that. You know, like ones that we haven't done before. And you could probably do a whole album on some of these guys, but it's like I figured this was my way around it, going back on some of these old killers, which deserved more than one song and a different idea or something different he did, you know, or whatever. And this is kind of my way around doing like a concept album on these guys. There's no rules in music, you know. This is like an art form. There's no rules. You can do whatever you want, you know. So yeah, I can do 3 songs about this guy on different albums. Or that's what I did with Fritz Harmon, because I did a song on Gloom called Fritz Harmon the Butcher, and then I did one on Murder Metal, Fritz Harmon Dear Metzka, and then I did a new one on this album called Varte Varte. And it was an old hit song from Germany, which I looked for years, which I could never find, and with smartphones I finally found it. But so because I couldn't find this old hit song from Germany, which I wanted to do, I wrote my own songs about Fritz Harmon and stuff. But yeah, this is something, like I said, there's no rules to it, where you can go any direction you want to go,
Yeah, yeah. And you've done an amazing cover art for this as well, where it's kind of like a Where's Wally with all the killers. Tell us a little bit about the artwork and how much time you spent putting that together as well.
That one was probably like a couple months, maybe a little bit more. I met this guy when I toured Australia. His name is Lance Lencioni. His first name is Nick, but on Facebook he's Lance Lencioni, and you can look him up on there. He's a tattoo artist from Australia.
Awesome.
And and he could do any kind of art style. He could do like Leonardo da Vinci, like the Mona Lisa kind of painting, anything. He's my favorite artist. And I said, okay, would you do this album for us? He's like, yeah. So with technology these days, that's another thing you were asking about, like the recording, or like how this was done. But yeah, I did it all over smartphones, like the research and everything. But yeah, anything, I would send him pictures from my smartphone of these killers, and he knew a lot of the killers anyway. But I came up with a circus background. I'm making a short story long, but from a Gacy painting I have, a John Wayne Gacy painting.
Yep.
Called Pogo Circus, and it's got him on a pogo stick as a clown with a circus background. So I said, okay, this is what I want to do, this Carnival of Killers thing with a circus background. And I kind of gave him the idea, and he'd create one killer at a time, and he would send it to me, and I'd say, can we change this? So we went back and forth. I had the album design in my head, what I wanted to do, and we worked together for a couple months and did it piece by piece. That's how it was done. And pretty much with research, it's like all smartphone now. Like looking into these killers, I have piles of books and piles of notepads with like half-finished songs, lyrics, and everything in there. You couldn't even imagine how many notepads I have. And songs about guys I haven't sang about before, like new songs and everything. But I used to do all books and just have to dig through these books, and it's a lot of research and a lot of time. And then I got the smartphone, for this album. I had it for 10 years now, but on the Grim Scary Tales album, I did all books on that one too. So up to this album, I use all smartphone on this now, and it saves me so much time. I can find anything I want at a moment's notice.
Yeah, and it looks absolutely amazing. And one of the things that you mentioned before that I'm really fascinated about is the vinyl and the cassettes that Nuclear Blast are bringing out of your back catalogue, because this year is the 35th anniversary of the band. Has that made you look back and reflect over your career reaching such a milestone?
Well, yeah, I guess it has. It's like we took breaks from music for a while. You take little breaks in there and stuff where you just don't do anything for some years. We still practice sometimes. It's the situation right now is like the bass player lives in another state, and me and the drummer will get together and practice some new stuff here and there. But you take breaks from it sometimes where you just don't do it for a while, and it gives you a fresh perspective on everything. Where you're like, okay, now I'm motivated again. You're not like burning yourself out on it. Like, okay, we're just going to keep trying to write a new album now. Okay, take a little break from it. And when I feel like writing, I always do.
Yeah.
I'll come up with a melody in my head or some lyrics, and I write them down right away because I'll forget it the next day. I'll be like, okay, I forgot that melody or whatever, So, yeah, this is, I do look back on stuff for sure. And even the process of it, how we used to do things and go in the studio and knock an album out in 5 days and mix it and everything. And so it's way different, So, but yeah, I like the technology, and it's way easier for me these days to do do albums with a smartphone, to tell you the truth.
Yeah. Well, Lance, I guess to finish up, is there anything you would like to say to your fans out there before they go out and grab a copy of this new album when it comes out?
Yes, I thank you for the support over the years, and all our old fans that have stuck with us all these years, you know, that I still see at shows and stuff that say, wow, you've been, I've known you guys since the Gloom album or Sinister Slaughter or whatever, you know, so plus I'm looking forward to, you know, new people to hear this album, and, you know, I hope you like it. It kind of shows a progression of Macabre over the years, and I think it's our best album, so yeah, I would thank you if you check it out.
Definitely. Well, mate, thank you so much for coming on our show today. It's been an absolute pleasure, and stay safe, and hopefully we get to see you in Australia in the future.
Cool. Thanks a lot for doing the interview. Thank you, man.
Not a problem, mate. You stay safe. Have a great day. Bye.